Please join me in a moment of silence. Please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remember to show respect, make a difference, and set the bar high. Have a great day. Now back to the announcers.
Attention cheerleaders. Our football cheer banquet is Wednesday, October 11th at 6:30 p.m. at St. Andrew's Church. Uniforms should be cleaned and in a bag labeled with their name to turn in that night. Uniforms can also be turned in to the office this week if not attending the banquet.
Basketball cheer starts Monday, October 16th. Cheerleaders should be dressed for practice and meet in the cafeteria. They should have a physical on file and bring $10 transportation fee if they have not done so already.
Student Council will be selling pink bubblegum and other items at lunch during the month of October. Proceeds will go to support breast cancer awareness. Have a great day, but first a joke. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Atch.
At you.
Bless you. Have a great day.
Five-Star Life. Coach Seth here to talk to you about how you can open a door to living a five-star life. And I've been talking to you about being the boss, the CEO of your life. See, every single day you have these choices, which we've been talking about doors, right? Every choice is like opening a door that goes into another world. And I've asked you the question, what are you going to do to open a door to make sure your school is the most amazing place to learn in the world? What door are you going to open to your education? We talked about you being the boss, the CEO, and that, as a CEO, taking care of business academically now will open up all kinds of doors, all kinds of options for you later. Or if you want to be lazy and slack off, it will limit your options later on. Also asked you, as the boss, as the CEO, what door are you going to open to make sure you're treating your teachers, which are, kind of like your employees, so that they can perform well for you? How are you going to interact with them? What will be the standard for how you interact with your teachers? Because that will have a huge impact on how they teach you, how they work with you. So everything we've talked about so far this year in Five-Star Life is vital to you living a five-star life and opening doors to a great future. But guess what? If you're human and you're like me, you've probably made some mistakes. You've probably failed in some areas. Maybe you mouthed off to the teacher. Maybe you, slacked off in class, didn't turn some work in, or maybe you even bombed a quiz, or maybe even gossiped behind a friend's back. You're in good company if you failed, because some of the most successful people on the planet made huge, huge mistakes, and lots of mistakes. Abraham Lincoln, one of the most impactful and most revered presidents in U.S. history, you know that he failed 8 times in running for office? Failed 8 times. Michael Jordan, best basketball player in the world. You know that he missed over 9,000 shots, lost 300 games, and 26 times he was entrusted to take the last shot and missed, losing the game. The interesting thing that I want you to look at, though, with their lives and every successful person is not in the failures themselves, but how they dealt with failure. We can learn a lot from them. They actually failed forward. In other words, they didn't look at failure as a human character flaw. They looked at it as a bad choice, a bad moment. Have you ever done something that as soon as you finished doing it, you knew it was like this epic fail? I remember when I was 12 years old, I was at this, friend's sleepover, and we're having a great time. It's the middle of winter, and my buddy he had a little creek behind his house, and so we went down to the creek. It's frozen over, so we're sliding around, we're having a blast, and down the creek bank comes this kid riding his bicycle. Comes down the bank, onto the ice, riding on the ice, right? Which is just not super smart. And so, I saw him riding by me, and I did what every single Five-Star Life leadership student would do, and I took 2 steps forward and went, boom, pushed him over. And I was expecting everybody to laugh and think it was funny. But instead, my friends did exactly what we talked about last week. They ignored me. They didn't laugh. They didn't acknowledge me. They looked at the kid in the ground and started helping him up and were concerned for him. And I was left standing there feeling like the idiot that I was. So at this point, I have two choices. I have two doors in front of me, which, by the way, every time you fail, these two doors are staring at you, and you have to choose one of them. Door number one is the human trait failure. In other words, this is just how I am, and I'm now asking the question, what is wrong with me? Why did I do this? This is like, am I evil? Am I wrong? Am I what? Door number two is you know what, this is just a choice failure. This is just a bad choice. And in that door, you open that one, you can walk through and you can actually step outside yourself and look back and say, gosh, you blew it. That was bad. And then you can start thinking about solutions. So there's this inner dialogue that goes on. Every time we fail, there's this inner dialogue that goes on. And this really speaks to one of our 5-star life core values that's going to help open doors to your success. It's the value of integrity, which we define as who you are when nobody's looking, the real you. See, only you know the inner dialogue. Only you know what's going on in the inside when you do something great or do something terrible. That will develop your integrity. So if I go through door number one, the one that says this is just a human trait, I'm a loser, I'm a failure, I'm messed up, guess what I'm going to do? I'm not going to step up and take responsibility for the situation. I'm going to blame somebody else. I'm going to kind of look around for somebody, well, you did this, or I'm going to shut down. I'm just going to kind of shut down because everybody else is looking at me like I'm kind of like dumb or kind of mean. And so I take that on and I go within myself, or I just run. I just get out of the situation. But guess what? Door number two, by having integrity, by this inner conversation I have going on, if I can lean into door number two, open that door, guess what? I can evaluate the choice failure very quickly. And guess what? Every time you'll have solutions that will help you down the road. You can learn from that experience. But also you can learn right there in the moment. In real time, stuff will come to you. Guess what? That was a huge mistake. He's on the ground. He's hurt. All my friends are over there. That was a bad choice. What do I need to do? I need to quickly apologize. So choice number two, door number two, takes me down this path of apologizing, walking over and saying, man, I am so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. That was a bad moment for me. I'm really sorry. Do you see the difference between the two doors, how it impacts you, your integrity? It determines your integrity, and also impacts others around you. I actually think that a lot of the bullying that goes on in schools is just like the situation I just walked through. I wasn't trying to bully that kid. I wasn't trying to be mean to that kid. All I was thinking about was making my friends laugh. It was just an impulsive thought that I acted on. And you know what? If we can walk through door number two, it's amazing how we can save face and keep respect by quickly addressing and apologizing and owning it. That's integrity. If we go through door number one, you know what? We look down ourselves and we kind of go inside of ourselves and we look like we're this kind of mean-spirited, weird person. See, the choice is really in our hands. We all fail, but how we fail is huge. You can use this door one, door two process for any failure, whether it's school-related, relationships, parents, teachers, sports. It works for anything. But remember, you're not a failure. Failure is a choice. How you look at failure and what door you open up will determine whether you fail forward or backward. Good luck.